What is important to understand first is what Christ is. He is the beginning and end. This is not arbitrary. That timeline is what you know as God and Christ, and that timeline is a construct of God's Word. Likewise, the writer's name is God's Word. This timeline is a single loop that can only manifest one time, Christ's dilemma. And Jesus said, "For judgment I have come into this world, that those who do not see may see, and that those who see may be made blind." Can he appear, or is he bluffing? They can all see Jesus. It's Christ they cannot see and claim is not there. This should make you conscious of the difference between Jesus the man and Jesus the Christ. They can see the man, and what history argues is his divinity, Christ which is hidden and they don't see. This is the difference between Islam's claim, he is a prophet. They demote his divine status. That is also not arbitrary. What would happen in the inception of Islam if it went to the same conclusions as Christianity? There be no Islam. For Islam to exist, it has to separate itself from Christianity, something Christians cannot give up or change. The divide that already exists between Christianity and Judaism provides the split. The problem Islam has is that their position, which seems reasonable, is only on the surface. Islam takes up Christians' position against the Jews and says Jesus is the Messiah. Now it stands in judgment over Judaism. But it cannot confirm Christianity, then there is no Islam. So it takes up Judaism's position on Christ. He is a man, the Messiah, a prophet, not the same as God. He is not divine. Now it stands in judgment over Christianity. And instead of Christ being higher than Muhammad in power, status, and authority, they are on equal ground, and Muhammad a little bit more equal, since he is the final revelation. If the writer appears at the end of the story, how can Muhammad be the final revelation? Why the need to contradict itself? The problem is both Judaism and Christianity cannot both be right. They can both be wrong. In that case, atheists are correct, and Islam is also wrong. If atheism is not correct, then Judaism, different Christ, is correct. Or Jesus and his testimony, the Bible as it is correct. Either way, Islam ends up in a false position, to whichever one has the truth. And one of the three, atheism, Judaism, Christianity, has the true understanding and revelation of Christ. All three cannot be wrong. Let's call them the modern three wise men, and see if they can come to me and answer this question. You see the dilemma Christ has, whether he is called Jesus or Albert. Christ and divine here are the same thing. One cannot appear and not the other. This is what makes him different from prophets and all of humanity. It is what separates him from man. So if he is right, Islam's position is wrong. The anointed Messiah means nothing in the modern world. We have a king anointed in Norway, but no one believes God has anointed him. He gets his power from the people. God is man-made. This is how the divine nature of Christ has to be established. Man-made, check, false Messiah. The real question is not which one is correct. We already know that. The question is Islam set up holding the false position when Christ returns, an accident or plan? Accident Islam cannot survive, and plan means a transformation follows and a new Islam. And this is an important lesson you all must learn, because having that realization already begins to shape Islam. See these two timelines? Which timeline can we erase from history without losing the writer that conquers all? If we lose the Bible, the writer is lost. Jesus in the Quran does not have the necessary testimony to appear. If we lose Islam, you all will still be faced with this writer at the end of history here. Then who has all the power on earth as it is in heaven? When you people have this realization, it forces Islam to change the narrative. Because here their rationale doesn't exist. That Muhammad is necessary to correct Christianity. The writer doesn't need any help. It's Islam that needs my help. The Bible is corrupt. The writer cannot appear from a corrupt message. The message is intact. Muslim narrative false. Christ can only have one beginning. Blue 12:11. Christ can only have one end. Blue 2.1 to Blue 1212. There is no other Christ. If a different Christ can appear, or no Christ, then I am wrong. See here. History has already happened. The written Christ cannot be altered now. He is either there and able to appear as he claims, or he isn't there at all.